And then the second major event is that the Integrated Resource Plan 2023 has been approved by Cabinet. Now it will be out for public comment. So just for the benefit of the viewers at home, the IRP really is a government policy articulation in relation to the various sources of energy, if you like, the energy mix. So it tries to first project what the future demand is, and then it then responds by saying these are the fuel sources that are going to support that demand. And thirdly, it does some degree of computation in relation to what are the cost implications. So that the IRP will be out. Minister Mantashe will be taking it out. The Cabinet has approved it, so it's an update on the IRP 2023. What is significant about this, and is a detail that you'll pick up when you read the IRP 2023, it does two things. So it computes two horizons. So that's the horizon now until 2030. That is important because in the context of the energy crisis, there are interventions that are such that they are going to help us in the short term to ensure that we are able to ameliorate the degree of the energy deficit that we are experiencing now. And then it also computes horizon number 2, which is from 2010. Horizon number 2, which is from 2030 to 2050. And in the most bold fashion, then it says what are these new sources of energy, and essentially it's issues that have to do with our ability to be able to exploit our renewable energy endowments, and of course there are linkages to the availability of transmission. So I really do urge communities, stakeholders, and all interest groups to take a keen interest, because really what determines energy situation in the country. And then the third area of interest is the ruling by the North Gauteng High Court in relation to load shedding. You know that a number of parties, individuals had approached the court, and I think the primary argument there was that load shedding represents a constitutional breach of on the part of government, undermining if you like, the constitutional rights of citizens. And they went on to identify, if you like, installations or establishment that, in their considered opinion, should be exempt from load shedding. Of course, we made the argument, and when we were in court, I think we acceded, even in our papers, that we do accept that load shedding has got adverse impact on our ability to deliver, if you like, our constitutional obligations. So that's never in doubt. We make the point, and then as part of the submission we've made was to say this is how we intend to respond to the load shedding question, to ensure that over a passage of time you have been able to resolve load shedding, and essentially you are able to deliver on that constitutional mandate. And of course, the judge has found and ruled that the Minister of Electricity must take all steps to, by no later than the 31st of January 2024, whether in conjunction with the ESCOM and or any other organs of state or not, to ensure that there shall be a sufficient supply of generation of electricity to prevent the interruption of supply as a result of load shedding to institutions, and they may mention them. The first one is a public health establishment, the second one is public schools, and then the third areas of establishment is the South African Police Services, if you like, these police stations. So like I said, the point we want to make is that we do accept that load shedding has got that implication, and I think what we intend to do really is not to mount an argument on the issues around our obligation as a state to ensure that we are able to provide uninterrupted quality supply of electricity. The state can abrogate that responsibility. The state can't be retrenched from that space. The state has a duty to perform that function, so that we do accept. And really the issues is around what does the 31st of January mean? Do we mean that by the 31st of January you come with a comprehensive plan that is convincing to the judge and the other parties that indeed we are on track to ensure that we are able to provide this uninterrupted supply to this school, to this establishment, or it means that by that time you must ensure that come the 1st of February, these installations are not load shed. Of course, it's there are legal intricacies there, but I think the principal point I want to make and the assurance I want to give to the South African public, we have no intention of abrogating our responsibility. We have no intention of making an argument that seeks to suggest that we don't carry a constitutional obligation to ensure that, amongst others, these establishments get constitutional obligation to ensure that, amongst others, these establishments get establishment, or it means that by that time you must ensure that come the 1st of February, these installations are not load shed. Of course, it's there are legal intricacies there, but I think the principal point I want to make and the assurance I want to give to the South African public, we have no intention of abrogating our responsibility. We have no intention of making an argument that seeks to suggest that we don't carry a constitutional obligation to ensure that, amongst others, these establishments get we urge them that we must keep to the timelines of retaining Unit 2. So what it means is that we are taking out 980 megawatts by tomorrow, and of course Unit 1 is almost at full load. And then the Kusile Unit 5, of course, we are still on track December to ensure that it returns. We bring it back. And of course, we will continue to give you that update of Kusile unit number 5. Having said all of that, I really want to take you through what has been the performance of the grid over the past week. A number of significant observations. Constitutional obligation to ensure that, amongst others, these establishments get